Video for test section 724122. We're on PR22, just outside of Arecibo, Puerto Rico. We're several kilometers back to the west of where 724121 was done yesterday. We've got an asphalt pavement here as opposed to the concrete of yesterday, which is in somewhat better condition in relative terms than yesterday's pavement. Talking with Francisco Pantoja, we had somewhat of a surprise here. This may be the thickest asphalt pavement on the island, and I'll be showing you some of the 12-inch cores in just a second. I'm going to step across into the median and do the routine view of the area as a whole to see what type of terrain we're in and so on, and then I'll explain a few more things on a little bit after that. You can see Brent Rahut with his back to us, Larry Pierce and Steve Davis from Brent Rahut Engineering over there standing at the line marking the beginning of the test section. Brent standing there with dipstick in hand getting ready to obtain profile measurements. Each foot of the slope going up and down PR22. Now off in the distance over there you may see a roadway kind of winding out in the mountains. That is PR10. That intersection is, maybe a couple miles back behind us, that is to the west of us. Here we're working in the eastbound lanes, and so when I talk about being behind us, that's back into Atillo and Quebradillas, where we've been staying the last couple of nights. This PR10 here is a major highway in Puerto Rico, and most of it's completed, although portions, I believe, are still under construction. And it connects Arecibo with Ponce, which is the major city on the Caribbean side. Back off on that. And working on around, looking downstream onto the test section itself there. Now looking, what you may see here in the median, and I failed to point this out yesterday, but we had the same situation. We do have a culvert right in the middle, or a pipe cross drain out in the middle of the test section. Now here it's probably buried by 10 feet of fill, most of which is a clay gravel or gravelly clay. It's a good stout fill material. Larry was telling me that the deflections he was getting with the falling weight have been extremely low out here today, lower than they were yesterday on the concrete pavement. And some of that's due to the fill. Fill height in here, one reason we picked it is about as uniform as we'll find it, as you could tell by looking off in the terrain of the countryside. I don't know if you can see this, but on down there where just beyond the end of the cone taper, where those cars were getting on, we transitioned to a concrete pavement. Originally yesterday I wanted to try to put 724121 right there so that we could share the same traffic monitoring between that section and this one. We just did not have enough distance, and so we wound up moving it on down to where it is now. And then here we are, back at the original location for 724122. This is one which we identified on Monday when Mike Wilson from Law Engineering and I came out here to preview the sites. Towards Atillo, again on the Arecibo bypass, PR22. See, we're a nice flat country right here in terms of the roadway, beautiful sight distance, easy conditions to work under. We've got a nice lane closure here also, which has presented us with very few problems. 12-inch diameter core, which was extracted from the pavement back somewhat earlier this morning. There's a total of a little over 11 inches of asphalt. Essentially, we have 9 inches of a black base material, which is a coarser. Consists of a coarser aggregate that you see here, and 2 inches approximately of the wearing course. Looks like it was placed in 2 lifts. This is pretty uniform from within all the holes. Of course, for this we can rely upon the reports from the sampling operation. Section, and I'll do the walking video tour. As you can see, we've got full paved shoulders here. We've got a few more white lines going across the pavement here than you might be accustomed to. And this was done because it was wet this morning, and we marked our locations for dipsticking across with the paint and with the string. that actually worked pretty well. As you can see here, you can probably follow the line which